I'm Katie and I'm from Glenwood, and one thing that I like about Waller is the library. It has many books and it's friendly, and it even has some clubs like the Waller Story Chasers and Book Club.
Hi, my name is Blythe Holcomb and I'm from Glenwood. I went to Glenwood for 5th grade, and I really like Waller because the teachers are really nice and energetic, and you learn new stuff.
I'm Nicole from Glenwood, and one thing I really love about Waller is that it has so much better food. So much better. Like a lot better. Just saying. Hi, my name's Mackenzie Turner. I'm from Hoover Elementary. My favorite thing about Waller is the library. Thank you, bye.
Hello, my name is Houston Coker and I'm from Hoover Elementary School. And what I like about Waller is that you get 2 classes that you choose.
My name is Kendall Miller, and I went to Prairie View for 5th grade. And if you like sports, you can play for the Warriors.
Hi, my name is Abby Challerton. I went to Prairie View in 5th grade, and one thing I like about Waller is their cafeteria food is really good.
Hi, my name is Kimray Clam and I am from Hayes. What I really like about Waller is that the teachers, they always make sure you understand it before they go on to the next lesson.
My name is Hannah Wimble. I'm from Hayes, and my favorite thing about Waller is that you have different electives, so you don't have the same boring classes.
Hi, I'm Piper Tucker, and I went to Hayes in 5th grade. And my favorite thing about Waller is that Mr. Beauchamp makes everything safe, and we're all safe at this school.
Hi, my name is Ethan Ross. I'm in the 6th grade and I'm from Eisenhower. The thing that I like about Waller is that once a week on Wednesdays we have an assembly, and it's really fun, and then we learn life lessons every time.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. First off, give every one of you guys, I need you guys to do this with me though. I need you guys to give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight, for being engaged. And you will start out with a big part of their success. Two things we'll talk about tonight, two things you'll hear as a constant whenever you talk to me, whenever we're talking about the success of your son or daughter. My name is Adam Beauchamp. I'm the principal here. Previously, before, this is my first year, previously I spent 2 years at East High School. And in studying this, Mr. Crockett's here, shout out to Ian High School. In our research of what determines success at the secondary level for students, there's 2 huge indicators. And that's why I want to give you guys a round of applause, because one of those indicators is that positive parent involvement in their son or daughter's school life. So you've got half the battle. The other big indicator is your son or daughter being involved in extracurricular activities, being involved in programs, so being engaged in what happens. So you see a bunch of activities from our kids. We want to promote that. We want to promote that involvement in school. We want to promote that involvement in the arts or band or orchestra or athletics. Those are the type of things that are going to create that excitement about learning for your kid, and that's going to be another way for them to have an advocate or advocates in their life that care about what's happening with them on a daily basis. So we're going to give you today an overview of our school, kind of talk about ourselves. I'm going to start off and just go over some things philosophically that we believe in, just some overall guidelines. Mrs. Gertis, our 6th grade counselor, is going to speak after that. Focus on the academic side of the things that we offer. And then Mrs. Reynolds, our assistant principal, is going to kind of close up and talk about that transition process and really focus on a boot camp that we started. This isn't something Mrs. Reynolds and myself are brand new here this year. That kind of started last year with the staff that was here and a need to ease that transition for those 5th graders into middle school. There's a bunch of different things that we do. Part of the ease process is going to be for you guys as parents tonight to uncover some of the things that you don't understand or don't know about Waller or the middle school process. But a big part for our students, we can really tell, and she'll get into this, the students who came to our boot camp before school started, those guys that came in and got to know the school, got to know where things were, whether it was the cafeteria or the restrooms or lockers, or just felt comfortable getting to know some of these other kids. This is an exciting time. You heard from all of our kids coming in from these different schools. This is a coming together. They're all going to come together for the first time and be a part of one school. So we want to promote the individualism that is the student, but we also want to sell the importance of that teamwork and being a part of something bigger than yourself, and that is Waller. That's what we are focusing. You kind of see, we are Waller. It's a little bit different for me when I come in here today. Typically, when I get in here, and you heard one of our students talk, we have weekly assemblies. We bring all of our kids in here. We'll pack this auditorium out for students. And to start off, I know we have smaller kids here, to get their attention, to kind of gather their focus, I'll get on the microphone and I'll say, we are Waller. And then in unison, it kind of gives me some chills all back. They will all shout, we will win. And we want to put an emphasis on that. We want to put an emphasis on winning. And some people that cringes, when they hear that. But what we mean by that, we want you as a student, we want you as a parent to define what winning is, and then we feel it is our job to tell you and sell you on how each one of our different classes can help you achieve that. Whatever those goals are, those aren't going to come from us. We want those to come from you as the student, as the parent. What is winning to you? Bring that to us, and then we're going to tell you and show you and convince you how each one of our classes can help you get there. So that's what winning is. When you see that, when you hear that mantra from us, that's what we mean by that. Slide please. And that's what it is. And you hear our students, and it's got to believe. And one thing we'll talk about a bunch with our kids is that spending that time and effort. If there's something that you have, a deficiency, something that you want to get better at, we're going to expect you to work. We're going to match that effort. I promise you we're going to match that effort. We'll talk about now here a little bit, but that's some part of the process. We're going to expect you to engage with that.
When he's done,
how are we going to do that? We're going to have fun. We want to have a good time right here. We want you to be excited about coming to school. We've got to get you here first, and we've got to seize that excitement. So we're going to have fun. We're going to work really, really hard. We have a lot more, and you work a lot harder, and you're enjoying it, and you're having fun.
Well, she'd be right here just in case. Okay.
Priorities. We've got one priority here. Hopefully you can ask all of our students who can quiz them up, whether they're a 6th grader, 7th grader, or 8th grader. What is the priority? What's he going to say? What's the priority of Waller? Our priority is everything else. That's above everything. Right there. Our priority is safe. And then to look and see, be sure, it's hard. What does that have to do with safety? And of course, safety encompasses all that stuff that you think of, whether it's those disasters or that violence. But safety, we believe in, is you feeling safe being you here at this school. Whether you're a guitar player, whether you're a rock and roller, whether you're a wrestler, whether you're an academically team, whether you're an orchestra, you need to be comfortable being you. That's how we promote safety, is we promote the individual as well as how they fit into the school system. So we want you to be you. learning. We're a school, so of course our focus is on learning. That's our second of our 3 priorities, and that's right behind safety. If I feel safe, then I'm comfortable. Next. How are we going to do all those things? How are we going to promote that safety? How are you going to feel good about being here? How are you going to learn a bunch? It's those relationships. We are going to sell ourselves as a teacher. You're going to be committed to us as a teacher, and then you're going to be committed to our subject. You're going to believe in what I can do for you as a teacher, and then you're going to believe in the subject area. I'm going to get to know you as an individual. Each of you have individual needs. So if I don't get to know you, how do I know what makes you tick? How do I know whether you have something going on that I can help you with? I need to get to know you. Now that's a two-way street. We ask our students, we tell them from day one, we expect you to get to know your teachers. And that's one of the biggest things you find in that 5th grade to 6th grade transition. I go from having to know 1 or 2 people from having to know 7 or 8 different people. We want you guys to participate in that process with us. Let's go back to again. Positive parent involvement. You help get to know these teachers as well. Break down those barriers. Some of us aren't as comfortable as 10, 11, 12-year-olds participating in that adult conversation. We're going to encourage that as much as possible. The more people that are but you can see in that picture, that's not just our kids. We've got a bunch of teachers and they're having a good time along with our students as well. Leadership, one thing we really want to promote with our students is the ability to be a leader. And that might be on down the road, that might be some type of political office, that might be running a business, that might be leading yourself, that might mean leading you and your family. But there's some type of leadership component that we want to build with our students all the time, and a lot of that is the communication aspect. Assemblies, you heard some of our kids talk about assemblies. One thing we did this year, we implemented was weekly assemblies. We get all of our kids in there. We talk about a bunch of important things that we feel, those life lessons, those experiences, but what it also does is it gives us the ability for our students to come together. Again, they're coming in here from 5 or 6 different middle schools. It gets them to bond in here and be a part of something. Again, we're going to promote, we're going to get to know that individual, but we also feel it's important to understand how that individual fits into something that's bigger than themselves. And the discussion we're going to continue to have is you as the individual and then how you fit into all of this. So our assemblies offer all those different things. You see one of our students up here, we have, come every day, we have a joke of the day, starts off, we have our 7th grade, our 8th grade, and our 6th grade sections. We get represented from each one. We start about why do we do that? One, we want our students to come up here and get comfortable getting up in front of everybody else, using the microphone. Maybe I need some more but they get up here and it gets them comfortable. Anybody likes to tell a joke. Well, then we start to let them participate in some talent, whether they're singing, whether they're acting, whether they're playing the drum. So it kind of breaks down some of those barriers and some of those things. Technology. You've been in Eden, you've been involved in education, whether it's at elementary school or middle school or high school. You understand how technology has really exploded in the last couple of years in education. You see one of our computer labs here. We're fortunate we have 4 full-time computer labs. We have 2 iPad cards, 50 iPads, and we have 75 notebooks for our kids to read on all those. So that's the exposure that we have access to. That's along with every one of our classrooms having 2 student-use computers within those. So that's where we are as a building. And you see on the bottom, digital citizenship. What is that? That's an opportunity for us to teach how to utilize technology, how to get on the internet and understand that when I post something, it lasts forever. I believe it lasts forever. Those type of different conversations, by embracing technology and allowing it in, we can teach some of those things. That's what we have access to. Next slide is what you guys have access to. You see a big cell phone line. That's not what we believe in anymore as a district. Our BYOD, which stands for Bring Your Own Device, is something I want you guys to start having conversations with as a family. What your comfort level is. I've got kids in school, I don't allow them to bring their technology to school. Of course, they're at lower levels. This is something that if you are using technology, if your son or daughter is using technology, and it is helping their educational process, if it is making it more efficient and more effective, we're going to encourage that to happen. If at any time it is not, we're going to discourage it. Whether that is revoking those privileges, whether it's asking them to take it away. But our policy currently right now with technology is we allow it in the classroom with teacher permission. So it isn't a blanket, you come over here, we don't allow it in the hallways. Before school and after school, we do that. You have it out, if you want to call, if you want to text, if you want to do whatever. Once that bell rings in the morning, so it ends at 3:30, you need to get permission from the teacher to use it as an educational device. Sometimes that might be, when you see classrooms and kids are working, they have to use it in each board. Sometimes that means they're opening up a tablet, they're doing research, they're looking up information and creating presentations. So again, how comfortable you are as a family is what this means. Student-led school, hopefully this is something you saw from when you walked in the door. All of our 6th grade student leaders in here welcome you guys, trying to make that great first impression, or whether it was our students on our video talking about what we are and what we're about. You can hear from us, hear from our staff members, and they're going to tell you, you heard from our students, and they're going to lie to you. Whether it's the cafeteria that they like, or the cafeteria that they like, or the cafeteria that they like. Talk to our kids around here. Talk to those students who are currently 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Ask them about what their fears were when they came here and how those were leaving. Ask them about their teachers. Ask them about their principal. Ask them about those counselors. Those are the ones that are going to tell you. Those are the ones that are going to speak to you about their specific experiences. Again, our creed at Waller has been around here for over 50 years. And the thing that I enjoy about this creed, and the thing that I enjoy about Waller, is its tradition of excellence. We promote that with our kids. Again, you as an individual, how do you fit into Waller as a whole? And how is that tradition of excellence? How will we continue to promote that? Again, over 50 years old, if you can see the top of it, what we were about then is what we're about now. The organization of the student school, the student body, it's about the kids. And that's our focus, and that's what it's about, is making sure every one of our kids is successful. Thank you. What we believe as a staff.
Yeah, no, they went to us.
We're in public schools, of course we follow that in public schools handbook for everything we do, but we also believe in the professionalism and the autonomy of the teachers to make their own decisions based on their personality and based on their profession.
This is
Just like each of us are unique,
and we can't have very many people up here.
how do they make those decisions? These are those guiding principles, those guiding philosophies that we're not going to waver from. We'll meet as a staff every year in office. We've got a list of all kinds of different things, but this is one of the most important things we do, is we come together in a group and we share those things that we firmly believe in our heart. So when there's a question of you making a decision in the future, it's got to fit in these parameters. And these parameters are, for some of you, and I'm not a big slide here, but I'm going to read this because I want you to understand who we are as a staff and what you're getting yourself into. But here at Waller, we believe that every attempt should be made to maintain the dignity of both the adult and the student. We believe that students should be guided and expected to solve the problems they create without making problems for anyone else. We believe that students should be given the opportunity to make decisions and live with the results, whether the consequences are good or bad. We believe that students should have the opportunity to tell their side of the story when consequences appear to be unfair. We believe that misbehavior should be viewed as an opportunity for individual problem solving and preparation for the real world as opposed to a personal attack on the school or staff. We believe that there should be a logical connection between misbehavior and resultant consequences. All of these things we believe continue to maintain that relationship aspect where we can create that student-teacher, that trust, and they can believe and then they can learn. Participating in some of these things, those consequences, sometimes that's the best way that learning takes place. boot camp, and I know Mrs. Reynolds is going to talk a little bit about that again, but again, I just want to stress how important that was for us and the feedback we got from our students who participated, and again, how we could tell those students who were involved with that versus the ones who weren't able to. Talk about, again, meeting those individual needs. We offer a class from 8 to 3:30. We're going to do everything we can to meet those needs during that individual school day. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes we have other students who need more, whether that's more one-on-one, that's more small group, that's another opportunity to go redo the lab, that's maybe a test that I want to retake again because, hey, I figured it out now. Our staff this year, and this was just as of last week, has already offered 663 hours to our students of free tutoring outside the school day. We're not going to close the doors at 3:30 and say, you got this. We're going to do everything we can to make sure your son or daughter is successful. A couple of the books we've been talking about in our assemblies, I just want to share with you. What are some things that again, that I believe in, maybe a little bit more in depth. If you want to read Mindset by Carol Dweck, and the next one, on the next slide, is The Talent Code. That's by David Boyd. Those are the two books that we've done a school-wide book study on with our kids. And I say book study, and it's really me in here giving a book report to our kids on a weekly basis and touching on the things that are covered in these books. I also have 5 books that have really made a big impact on me as a professional and also as a husband and a father. So if you're looking at some things to, hey, what are they talking about? 2, what's this guy believe in? And then 3, if you're just interested in the development of your son or daughter, I recommend you these 5 books that we're going to talk about. Talking about that involvement. What separates, we hopefully covered what separates Waller from other schools and what separates Waller from where you're coming with, but it's those opportunities to be involved. It's those opportunities to learn to get up and lead yourself and to lead others. We had 79 people participate in the Miss Waller contest this year. We have 447 of our students right now participating in competitive extracurricular activities, whether that's choir, whether that's speech and debate, whether that's the academic team, whether that's athletics. Get involved. What can you do to help your student be successful? Continue to be involved as a positive parent and continue to push their involvement in school activities. It's not about just it's not about us. It's not about Waller. It's not about me as an individual. Again, already, I keep saying already because we're going to continue this, we have already had 140 hours of community service from our students given back to the community so far this year. 60, we have Coach Miller right there. You see her see you at the pole. Approximately 60 students every Friday morning participate in our FCA. School plays, we offer a multitude of school plays. We just had 4 come on this Sunday. This was the cast of Blue Planet right before they were about to start. And then community outreach, and again, it's one of those confusing. All right, you've got a slide of kids dancing on the line. Why is this community outreach? Our students came to us. We had a food drive for Kids for the Hungry a couple weeks ago where they bagged food, give it back. And after that, our kids were so fired up about being able to participate in that, they wanted to do some more. Again, our students came and said, hey, can we do something to raise some money for Kids Against Hunger? They came up with the idea. They wanted to host a dance. They put it together, and I put roadblocks in the way. Guys, how are we going to get enough people to supervise this? They came back 2 days later. We've got 25 people. Is that enough? Okay. We have facilities. Well, we checked. There's nothing going on with our. Our students are fired up about giving back. They raised over $620 on Friday night that they put together by themselves to give back to Kids Against Hunger. So we're going to expect you guys, we're going to expect you to be involved in this process, but we're going to work just as hard as they do. And again, that's kind of we are Waller. We want you to be fired up about it. We are fired up every day to come to work. We're fired up about the opportunity to build that relationship with your son or daughter because this is a huge times in their lives. This 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year. I've been a principal, had another middle school before. Like I said, I've been a principal at high school. This is my favorite age, favorite group there is, because we're younger. We can do a lot of those kid fun things, but we're growing up and we're old enough where we can really start having some of those adult conversations and get the best of both worlds. Again, that's kind of just some big overall things on what we believe in philosophically, what we're going to do around here, why we're going to do those things. I'm going to introduce Deidre Curtis. She's our 6th grade counselor. She's going to talk more about the academic offerings and what we have here. We'll be around at the end. Mrs. Reynolds is going to close us up, talk some more about those elective classes and what our food can offer. But we're excited you guys are here. We're fired up. This is a packed auditorium. We're excited about the class of 2021. And we're excited about working with you guys for the next 3 years. Mrs. Curtis.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Go ahead and switch to the next slide, please. Okay. I'm going to go over kind of what the school is established on, what principles we stress here. Safety, learning, and relationships. Those are our prime focuses. Go again.
There you go.
Okay, we wanted to welcome you guys here and partnering with us to educate your children. Go to the next one. Okay, I'm going to talk about some tips that you guys can use to help get your student ready for Waller. Talk about middle school.
Will you hit the top button?
Start letting them have more responsibility at home, more opportunities to make decisions. Really start talking about that they're going to have 7 different classes with 7 different teachers, which is very different from what they had at the elementary school, which was probably 30 teachers, PE music, and a homeroom teacher. Start working on organization skills. Come visit the middle school. Visit it as often as you want. Make sure that you come to the 6th grade boot camp, which will be in August, about the week before we start school. Come meet your teachers as soon as you guys can get your schedules, which will be at the boot camp. The 6th grade teachers will be there. There's a little walk around meeting then, and then all that next week they'll be around, so you can also come up then. Sit down and make a list with your child of what the expectations for the middle school are. What do they expect? What do you expect? And then talk about how do the expectations get met. The next thing is that this is a very big change from elementary school. Make it fun, be enthusiastic about it, be excited about it, and encourage your child to come and ask questions if they have any. The next slide. Okay, here's a quick look at the enrollment form. You guys all received them when you came in. There's a front and a back. The front kind of has some key dates of when we're going out to the elementary schools. We'll be going out this week and doing a quick little presentation, introducing ourselves in the school. Then we'll be going back in about 2 weeks to complete the enrollment process. All your kids will come home with this form this week. We ask that you guys sit down, go through it with them, and help them make choices. The next slide.
Yes, we've got some more. When we go out the next couple of days, Mrs. Curtis and myself, and meet with all these 5th graders at their sites, we're going to go over this for what we want you to do in the next week until we come back and enroll in a week and a half, is have those discussions. 2 weeks from now, when we go make our second trip, next 3 days, we're going to come by. We're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to give them some brief overviews, kind of like we did today. We're going to send them home with this schedule form so you guys can start circling and having that conversation about what they might be interested in. So they will all come home with this schedule form for the next 3 days.
Okay, you guys will see that they have required classes, advisory, which is just a short period that they go to the same teacher every day, hand out notes, announcements, that kind of stuff. Then they have their core classes, language arts, math, science, the social studies department, and reading. Next slide, please. Okay, we also offer pre-AP classes, things that we look for to go into those, parent permission. You guys are high scoring on their spring test. They're making A's and B's in their classes now. They are an organized student. They love learning. And then they have the higher order thinking skills, the questioning skills. They're brainstorming, they're creative, they can solve problems. That's the student that excels the best at a pre-AP class.
One thing we have changed as a district is some of our wording on that. If you have a student in middle school right now, or know anybody that is in enriched classes, we're kind of changing our pathways and some of our vocabulary. The push now is for everything for advanced placement. We're training all of our teachers on the advanced placement curriculum and those pedagogies. And so instead of being enriched really not leading to anything, we want to go with pre-AP, and then pre-AP will lead into advanced placement and so on and so forth. So you'll hear a different lingo. Somebody talks about enriched. We do not offer enriched anymore. Everything is pre-AP. So that would be a big difference.
Okay, good. Okay, here are the pathways. They're working on uploading those to the website for anybody that wants to have a hard copy of it. It kind of shows. Backwards. Good job. Okay, we've got like a 5th grade student, language arts, then it shows their options when they come to Waller. They can take a regular language arts class, or they can go to pre-language arts class. Then we've also got literature, which is in the reading department, or a pre-AP literature, and we've got core mastery reading, and then reading intervention classes for those students that need it. And if you follow the pathways on down, what we're really going to try to push is taking the pre-AP classes, because that sets you up in line to then take pre-AP in 7th grade, 8th grade, then when you get on down to the purple, the 9th grade pre-AP, and then 10th grade, and then you go to literature composition, and that lets you do concurrent enrollment when you're at the high school. So we're really kind of trying to get kids ready for that, to utilize that as much as possible.
I've got a question. My question is, hey, if I don't take pre-AP, is that going to cut me off? If you can see these pathways, if I am in no pre-AP classes, by the time I get to 9th grade, you still have the option to be in English 1 or pre-AP English 1. So that's never taken away.
Okay, go ahead and go. This is the math pathways page. Just go through the next one. Our science pathways, and as you see, when they get to the high school, they have options for biology too, botany, zoology, physiology, and then there's an AP biology too. Okay, go to the next. Here's our social studies. What they'll actually be enrolling for this year is called Western Geography, or pre-AP Western Geography, but they're all under the social studies track. And then in 7th grade, they'll do Eastern Geography, or pre-AP Eastern Geography, then on into the district. Okay, if you guys look down at the bottom of the enrollment form, they're going to pick option 1 or option 2 for electives. Go to the next slide. Okay, option 1, they will take art, computer exploration, character ed, or PE. Next slide. Okay, option 2 are the kids that are doing a musical track, which means they'll either be doing band, orchestra, or choir. It is possible for them to do orchestra and choir at the same time, and we can often do band and choir too for those kids that just want to follow that. What they'll do then, if they didn't just pick 2 of the year-long classes, which is the band, orchestra, and choir, they will number the art, the computer exploration, character ed, and PE from 1 to 4. And then what we will try to do is the number one pick is what we always try to offer or let them have, but there is no guarantee because our ultimate purpose is to have small class sizes for the core classes. So that's our top priority there because that's the best educational environment for them. Then the next slide, please. Okay, this is just kind of some brief descriptions of the electives. Just kind of let you see what they're going to do in art. They'll be creating different paintings, paper mache. This year they did some paper making. And then you also saw pictures on the first slide as you guys were coming in of some of the paintings that they did. Then we've got computer exploration, which is basic keyboarding and typing skills. And then some word processing. To the next slide. Okay, our character ed class. I encourage every sixth grader to take this class. It works on academic skills, study skills, time management, social skills, peer relationships, bullying, conflict resolution, and they work on organizational skills. Those are skills that I think that all sixth graders benefit from, no matter who you are. Then we've also got PE, and they just learn different activities for lifelong learning. To the next slide. Okay, we've got band. The band classes for first year band students, they'll learn the fundamentals. They will also be doing performances. They participate in tri-state as well as some concerts here at school. Choir, again, performances here they do, and tri-state. For the next slide. Then we've got orchestra, no experience required. That's for first year students. They're going to learn the basic fundamentals for playing those instruments. And they're going to do concerts as well. For the next slide. We're going to do pre-enrollment this week. This will be our first visit. We'll be out at each elementary school for about 30 minutes, showing them a brief PowerPoint, introducing ourselves, and letting them ask questions. Again, they will bring their enrollment forms home this week for you guys to look over with them. We will come back the week of March 5th through the 7th, and at that time, they will do an online enrollment form. When we're done, they'll come home with a form. It'll be a goldenrod collar. It'll have the classes that they enrolled for. Then, if you guys need to make changes, you'll just cross them out and then return the form to the school. If everything's fine, you don't need to return it. And then on the back of that form, again, will be the registration form, so you'll see what they have to choose from. Okay, for the next one. Okay, these are the dates that we have set up for when the elementaries will come here to Waller to do a tour. We're still working on a date on Glenwood. We had a time conflict with the Little Olympics. So, Prairie View will be May 8th in the morning, 3:38, May 8th in the afternoon, and McKinley will be May 9th in the morning. To the next slide. And that is the end of one thing on the tours. We will have buses and they'll come pick up their students and they'll bring them over here and they'll spend an hour and a half here and then we'll have the other students going around and taking our next year equipment. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Reynolds, our assistant principal, to go over the other things.
Do I still do it?
Good evening, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I'm the assistant principal, and I will tell you that this is my dream job. I absolutely love the middle school, and I absolutely love this middle school for several reasons. First of all, is the things that we are teaching your kids. The one thing you might not understand is that through middle school is whenever your child will grow more than since they were an infant. And if you take a picture on that very first day, from when they're 6th grade to that last day when they are out of 8th grade, it is amazing to see the transformation in them. Not just physically, which you'll notice, but also emotionally and mentally and academically. And I feel like as an educator, I get the most bang for my buck by working right here, and that I get to help shape that young individual and who they will be. And so you'll notice that we do things a lot different here. First of all, we ask that your child has personal conversations with us. We don't want it to always have to come from you, even though you are more than welcome to contact us in any way, shape, or form that you feel necessary. But we want to involve your student as well. If they have a problem with the teacher, or they have a problem with another student, or whatever, if they have a suggestion on how we can make our school better, we want to hear that from them. And we are all available. You can find us at any time in the hallway. And so encourage your child to go and speak to us. Make an appointment with us. We want to help train those habits that they're going to need as adults in our school. So ask them, and we ask them all the time, if you make a phone call, our next move is to come and speak to your child and say, hey, why didn't you come and talk to me that you were having a problem with this? Because we want to know. We want to hear it straight from them and hear the story straight from them.
Now, that brings me back to good memory. Our first assembly here on the first day of school, standing up here talking to all these kids, and they said, who runs this school? Half of them looked like they got back in their seat, and some of them up on the room. You do? Yeah, I don't know who runs this school. I said, there's one of me. There's 604 of you guys. Who runs this school? And I want you to ask our kids, when you see a Waller student who runs this school, and I'll tell you, they run this school. And what I mean by that is we expect them to participate in that process. If there's something going on around here that they see a need for change, we want to open up those communication channels and get that done. Again, how do we get all these great things done with our community outreach? That didn't come from us, that didn't come from our faculty, that came from our students, and that's a process of getting them comfortable with that. Again, we want them to be involved in this school, so we're going to challenge them to do that, and we're going to be right there with them in that whole process. We want them to run the school.
Just a little bit about my background. My background is I am fully trained for middle school. Like I said, this is my passion. This is the thing that I love the most. I've attended many trainings on middle school, and I understand that what middle school kids should look like. So we try to work with them on their needs, and that we understand. We're going to need to know that hygiene is a major issue in middle school. So we're going to ask, and we're going to have lots of conversations about that. And expect that as parents. You know, your 4th and 5th grader didn't need deodorant and those kind of things. And believe it or not, that's a big issue coming into middle school. So I like to prepare parents for that. The other thing is that this is going to be the age where your child learns about the world around them, that they're no longer this isolated being anymore. And you'll notice that they start paying attention to the news. I have a 7th grader who goes here to Waller. And we had this great conversation about something that was on the news the other night. This was the first time that she actually picked up on a social event, and she started asking questions. Well, why do these people think that this is wrong? Why is this right or wrong? And we got to have a great conversation about that. And we try to encourage that with the Waller GTO, or the Gifts to Others. We did a great Christmas program that we did that. We did a Feed the Hungry Kids event just the other day where we packed up like several hundred meals for kids. 15,000 meals, and that was all done by our kids. And I mean, there was very little adult input in that. So I mean, we encourage all of these kind of things because we want to grow great citizens, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're not just caring about the academic end. We understand that we need to meet the social and emotional end as well. Another thing I do want you to be aware of is we do have a program here called ZAP, and that's called Zeros Aren't Permitted. The biggest thing is that we understand how middle school kids are, and sometimes they're not as responsible as they should be. So we do want to encourage that. So if you'll notice, it's very important that you keep your contact information up to date, because this is how you're going to be made aware that your child isn't performing up to their expectations. That if they have zeros, you get a call out, and it will say that they need to report to ZAP on either Mondays or Thursday nights. And because if they fail to show up for that, and again, this is our way to communicate that with you, is through a mass call out that your child is failing. Usually I set that up once a week, and this is your notification. And if they fail to show up, then we have consequences for that. I personally do not believe in punishments. Punishments are just idle things that happen. But I do believe in consequences. If you wasted a teacher's time, then you should give up some of your time. if you fail to do assignments, it shouldn't be just that you get a 0 and that you get to do 1. You should have to go and complete the assignment. You didn't learn anything from a 0. We try to focus more on learning and not just on teaching, because in the end, if your child didn't learn it, then we didn't do our jobs right. And the final thing, I have 2 more things I want to talk about. The first one is parent communication. Make sure that you do keep your phone numbers, addresses, that contact information in with us, because that's the only way we can partner with you on your kids' education. And the other thing is that we also do have a Waller Facebook page, which if you'll go to it and like it, I try to keep that up to date at least once a week. Mr. Beauchamp runs a Twitter account. If you'll follow our Twitter handle, and then also make sure you sign up for the parent portal. You'll have to remember that your child has 7 classes, and so it's very hard to keep on top of it if you don't join the parent portal.
The very best way for you to stay informed about your students' academic lives here at Waller, and it'll be next year in August when you get here, but it's that parent portal. What that parent portal actually does is that gives you eyes on each one of those teachers' actual grade. You'll see every assignment, you'll see their scores on it, you'll see their attendance. You get to look at the teacher's grade anytime you're on that section. The best way to keep up with what's going on is through that parent portal, and that will be when you show up in August, you'll get a packet, and inside of there will be a sheet of parent portal, and you'll log on and everything that we get on stress. I want to stress that boot camp for kids coming in before school, but I want to stress that parent portal for parents as well as students.
And then the last thing is definitely join the PTSA. They put on a whole lot of different activities, and if you want the best way in, the best access and things, join that PTSA. They do some great things for our kids, and they do great things for our teachers. And so your involvement can help decide what that looks like. And we have a bunch of parents who are going to 8th grade parents that they're going to be moving on to the high school. So we definitely need a new season of leadership. And if you're definitely interested, when we send that out at the beginning of the year, then join that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the boot camp. The boot camp, we do try to have several boot camps for our 6th graders, but the most important one that you attend, we'll get a call out about this in probably mid-July, and we'll schedule it for the first week of August. The 6th graders who attended the boot camp were way more successful those first 3 to 4 weeks of school than those who did not, and there's several reasons. First of all, lockers. Lockers are a big issue when they get to the 6th grade. And you are more than welcome to come and help with that after the boot camp. Once your kid has their locker, if you want to come help decorate, if you want to help show them how to open it, these lockers are kind of difficult. They're way different than what you and I grew up with. And so they do take some time getting used to. And kids either, if they don't figure it out that first week, they either quit and they give up on using their locker and they carry around a 60-pound backpack, or they're losing their stuff and leaving it everywhere. So, I mean, just imagine your child's room and then now put it around this building. That's a lot of our 6th graders. That's what ends up happening. So the boot camp helps out with that. We also go through a lot of other strategies. If you ever watched Density Classified, that's only about middle school, then it was basically those strategies that we implement into this whole half-day thing. It's a fun event. We have a ton of fun. We have a motivational speaker. They get a chance to reconnect with the kids that came not just from their school, but they also get to see the ones who are from the other feeder schools. They get to make some friends. And so it's very, very vital that you do your best to try to attend that. And I understand that a lot of your kids are going to be nervous about attending, but it's very, very important that there's going to be a whole lot of kids there. So once they get there.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Ashcraft, and welcome to the Waller Library. Come on in and check it out. It's awesome. Okay, what are you guys reading over here?
When the War Began.
When the War Began, okay.
Billy Hooten Owlboy.
The Owlboy, that's one of our new books.
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, excellent choice.
I'm reading the Hunger Games on my phone.
Awesome, I love that. What about you girls?
I'm reading the Hunger Games and then the Percy Jackson series.
Okay.
And I'm just begun reading 13 Gifts.
13 Gifts. Another good series. Okay. All right, Mackenzie, what about you? What are you reading? Ranger's Apprentice. Awesome. What about you? What are you reading, ma'am? Warriors? How many Warriors have you read? There's like a million of them, isn't there? Okay, awesome. What about you? My Perfect Life. Awesome. And what about you, sir?
A Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, a classic. I love that. Good one. What about you guys back here? What are you reading?
Arch Enemy.
Arch Enemy. Good choice. And you? Goosebumps. Oh wow, I can't even read those. Those are too scary for me. Okay, over here.
I'm reading Killer Pizza.
Killer Pizza. Which one in the series is that? Have you read them all or?
No, this is the first one I got.
Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, it is a great series.
I'm reading a book by Meg Cabot, Best Friend, and Zelma from the Ali Finkel series.
Awesome. I love Meg Cabot.
I'm reading Vampire Academy because I'm like on a vampire addiction right now.
Uh-huh.
I watched Vampire Diaries, read Vampire Diaries. This.
She's vampire addicted.
I've watched Twilight.
And isn't there a movie getting ready to come out about that?
Yeah, in like 2 days.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm
We're
about to
gonna do
read the book first.
It's really violent.
excellent choice. Always read the book first.
Violent is my middle name.
No, it's not.
What about you? What are you reading over here?
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Awesome. How is it so far?
I just checked it out.
Just checked it out. Just getting started. Okay. All right. What do you guys think about the Waller Library?
I love it. It's my favorite place to go.
Awesome.
It's big and it's got a lot of books. like. 1, 2, ready, play.
This is a clarinet, and this is what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready, play. Saxophone. This is what the saxophone sounds like.
1, 2, ready.
This is a trumpet, and this is what the trumpet sounds like.
This is the baritone. This is the trombone.
This is the tuba, and this is what the low brass sounds like.
1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ready, and. One, two, ready, and.
I teach 6th grade art here at Waller Middle School. Art is built of a vocabulary that you use in a lot of different careers, and today we're going to experience a few of those ourselves. Welcome to the art class.
I got skills working with eye-hand coordination.
I want to be a photographer.
I want to be a painter.
We want to be sculptors.
I want to be a teacher.
I want to be an archaeologist.
I want to work in the newspaper.
I want to work in the museum.
I want to draw. I want to be a fashion designer.
I want to be a video game designer. We like to work with code.
We like to be creative. I want to be an animator.
I want to be a web designer.
Oh, hey there. I didn't see you. My name's Isaac.
And my name is Soraya.
And we're violins. My name's Sal, and I'm a cello.
Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm the viola.
Hi, I'm Macy and I'm a bass.
I'm Mr. Wright, and to any of you future string players out there, I am your new orchestra teacher.